more often than not, it's a wedding invitation, right? And when you open it up, there's an announcement. Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so inviting you to the marriage of their daughter, Julie, to be joined in matrimony to Nicholas, the son of Mr. and Mrs. somebody, on this day, this time, and you're invited. It's like, then you look at your calendar. Am I free to go? Do I know these people well enough that I want to go? Do I want to put out enough to bring a gift? We contemplate a little while what the invitation is before we immediately gladly reply yes or decline with regrets. I've said before, most of the time when I decline an invitation, there's no regret. I don't dare scratch that out on the invitation. But I don't know about this invitation. It's got my name on it. It had my name on it. Now it says Fred King. Now it says Alice. Now it says Tom. It just keeps changing. Every time I look at it, there's another name on it. It's just like all of our names are on this invitation. Individually, our names are on this invitation. It's an invitation to Passion Time. You are invited to come, serve, and follow me. Where I am, there also will my servant be. Doesn't say there's a date. It's kind of vague. There's always more. This is usually the invitation to the reception. This invitation says, you will learn obedience from what the Son. This one I might accept with regrets. It says you'll lose your life if you love it too much. You'll have to love yourself will less. You'll need to die, like that grain of wheat. It's not the best invitation I ever got. And maybe for you too, it's not the most attractive invitation you've ever received. It's one of the most challenging invitations that can come our way. And of course, there's the envelope to respond. Reply, such and such a date. The invitation that Christ gives us as we enter the Passion Time, as we enter these last 2 weeks of Lent, carries with it some difficulties, I would say. This is not an easy invitation to readily say yes. One has to think a little bit about it. Am I really ready to accept an invitation like this? What is this really going to cost me? If I accept the invitation to be servant of Jesus and to follow him where he's going. In many ways, all of us, in some fashion, have already accepted this invitation. You wouldn't be in the church today if you hadn't already, at some time in your life, accepted the invitation to follow Christ. But now the invitation grows a little deeper in these last 2 weeks of Lent. To enter into Passion Time, to enter into this more intense period of time of awakening myself to what the call of God is. Maybe it means I'm going to have to let go of some of my strongly held opinions. That's a dying to self. That's a losing yourself. I have some pretty strong opinions about things. Are all of them necessarily correct? I think so. You might not think so. And the church teaching might not think so. It's like, that's part of the dying to self, is to allow myself to be taught, to be thinking more deeply about what this following of Jesus Christ really means. It may involve my money. Where do I spend my money? What do I spend it on? If I'm going to be the servant of Jesus, if I'm going to follow where he leads, does that call for a realignment, perhaps? Or what about my time, how I spend my time? Do I spend a little bit too much time on myself? Am I being called to spend more time on others, with others? With other people I don't even want to spend time with. Now there's a challenge. Can I do that? Is that what the Lord is asking of me? And asking, remember your name was on this too. It's not just about me. What is the Lord asking of us? What kind of dying, what kind of losing my life, what kind of letting go is involved in this more deeply following the Lord? This is one of those Sundays I have a lot more questions than I have answers. Because the answer is going to lie within each one of us, how you answer the question, how you answer the call of this ongoing conversion that we've engaged in throughout the season of Lent. And now we're invited to live it maybe even a little bit more intensely as we move toward the Sunday of the Passion and as we move into Holy Week. God is good. And I do believe that the grain of wheat has to die in order to bear fruit. I'm just not sure I'm ready to take my grain of wheat and bury it yet. I'm not sure I'm ready to just die to myself that completely. And yet when I look around the world, it's like it's true. The seeds that were planted, the bulbs that were hidden under the dark, cold earth, they're out, they're blooming. Jesus knows what he's talking about. The grain of wheat has to die. It has to go into the ground, or it remains, as he says, just a grain of wheat. Well, I know I don't want to spend my life just being a grain of wheat. I don't want to just live and die as a seed. I want my life to somehow make a difference. We all want our lives to make a difference. Especially the more we align ourselves with Jesus, the potential for us to bear fruit increases tremendously. Unless the grain of wheat goes into the ground and dies, it remains just a grain of wheat. But if it dies, if I let go enough, if I lose enough, if I align myself closely enough to Jesus, your life, my life, can really bear fruit. So the invitation arrived late last night, actually early this morning. But each of us is going to have to reply to it as best we can, how we want to really live, how we really want to serve, how we really want to follow the Christ.